Alright guys, so we're going to have a look initially at what we'd kind of call long rope cable tricep extensions, or in this case, long daisy chain tricep extensions, kind of replacing the long rope. Now, if you don't have daisy chains, that's cool. You literally can get essentially one of these traditional ropes, and if you hopefully have a gym that has two of the same kind, you can pull this right through to the end, and you can create a very similar type of setup here. But since we have daisy chains and we have two matching ones, this can provide a very good alternative and give you a little bit more options in terms of the length of the rope that you want to use. Essentially, you could grip up further and down, but that has its own implications as well. This has a nice loop handle down the bottom there, which provides quite a nice point as far as a point of application goes versus the kind of friction that you're dealing with on the rope. So these are just some considerations between why you might use a daisy chain versus a rope. But I digress. So we're going to get Max to set up. Why would we use a long rope in the first place? So a couple of reasons. One of the issues that we spoke about with the short rope is the unfortunate aspect that we have to split that rope at the bottom in order to lock out, and we've already covered the resultant forces aspect of that. The other part of it is, can we line that up effectively with the shoulder and with the elbow, and in terms of that path of that arm, and essentially trying to line up as best as we can the shoulder, elbow and wrist. So if I get Max into a good tricep setup position now, if he gets himself there, what we can see now is by having that longer rope, it doesn't force us into that internally rotated position. He can line up that wrist and elbow in an alignment that's suitable for him. And not only that, but as he gets that closer towards that lockout, because he's now not having to split that rope apart, you'll notice that this daisy chain actually moves a lot closer to that axis of rotation. So now we can actually, rather than getting that kind of excessive weight or resistance from that resultant force at the bottom of the short rope, we now actually get this really nice favorable drop off into that shortened range where he starts to get weaker. So these are just some considerations to think about. We're looking at three things here really. Alignment, so we're able to line up all his joints and have them in a nice place, which is great. We're looking at stability, so he's able to keep his scaps in a fantastic position throughout this movement. And we're also taking into consideration the resistance profile aspects of this movement as well. So these are things to think about if you have access to two ropes, or you maybe purchase yourself some very nice, thanks very much Max, you purchase yourself some nice cheap daisy chains off Amazon, you open up yourself to a much better option for training the triceps on the cable.